I'm about to show you every piece of tech that I am going to be taking for my 1 year of traveling, where I'm going to be living out of just 2 backpacks. I'm also going to be ranking everything I mentioned in this video out of 10 in how important I think it is. 0, useless. 10, wow, most important thing ever, couldn't live without it. I will just say that this video is not sponsored, but there will be some affiliate links in the description, so if there's anything I mention that piques your interest, you know where to look. Down there under the table, the first thing I'm taking with me, my laptop, which I have put a sticker on with my name on because my partner has the same laptop case and I don't want to get confused. This is my 2014 MacBook Pro. Whoa, look how crazy that sticker looks in the light. Sick. Whoa, it's gonna be really distracting, isn't it? I'll just put it down. I do everything on here. I stream, edit videos, I make drum covers. So this is 10 out of 10 on the importance level, especially because I'm gonna be vlogging the whole trip. So, you know, I need my laptop to edit on. We also obviously have the charger, which I bought this case for. It also has my magic mouse in here, and annoyingly I bought this case on the basis it said it would fit the charger and my mouse in. I don't think they accounted for the plug, because if you look, it is a bit snug. Also not necessarily a necessity, because I could just put the charger and the mouse in my laptop case. Next we have Downtime Entertainment. We'll start with this, the Kindle Paperwhite 6th generation, probably easily 10 years old, and obviously it's to read books. 5 out of 10 importance. I don't read every day. I think I could live without this. Then we have my Switch. As many of you know, gaming is one of my main downtime activities. I'll be honest though, I would much rather be taking a Steam Deck, as the games available on there appeal to me a lot more than Switch games. However, I don't own one and they're expensive and I just couldn't justify getting one for this trip. Maybe I'll buy one when we're out there. Switch, 4 out of 10 importance. Could live without it, but I think I will really appreciate it on travel days. Next we have healthcare, I guess. This is a portable water flosser. I went to the dentist recently. He told me to invest in a water flosser, so I did. He also said that everyone's dental hygiene goes out the window when they go travelling, so I'm going to prove him wrong. Dentist. It extends like this, so you can put the water in, and then it has this little flap at the top to keep the little squirty bit in, and then you just floss and put it away. 7 out of 10 importance, because I only just got this, so I can live without it, because I have been. Toothbrush. It pops up like this. Ta-da! Can you hear it? I was trying to limit the amount of cables I had to take and things that needed charging, so I went with this toothbrush, as it just runs on a AAA battery, and supposedly you can get 3 months out of it. It also comes in this nice little case. There's not much more to say than that. It's my toothbrush. 9 out of 10 importance, because I could always get a non-electric toothbrush. Audio time. AirPods. When I'm out in public, I don't particularly love wearing big headphones, especially if it's busy. So these are just for if I'm going on a walk, if I'm going on a run, what have you. And M also bought a 2-pack of these, which is actually a really smart idea. You just put your AirPods in, you just put them on like so, and then, you know, they're a lot harder to use, which I think will be really useful on the aeroplane and things where you don't want to be dropping AirPods on the floor. But just because I don't like wearing big headphones in public doesn't mean I don't like big headphones. These are the Marshall Monitor 2 headphones. These were actually gifted to me by my drum company Natal, so cheers Harry if you're watching. I'll be using these when I'm video editing, playing games, listening to music, just anything where I don't need to be wary of the surroundings. And they do have a cable plugged in right now, but they are also Bluetooth. Oh, and obviously they sound good too, so that's always a plus. These are probably something most of you have not heard of, as they are fairly new, but if you've heard of the Bose sleep buds, they're the same thing, they just are now Oslo, not Bose. So I am a very light sleeper, and what these do is you wear them while you're sleeping, you don't even notice they're there unless you sleep at a funny angle, and they essentially just mask the sound around you, plays you some nice white noise or just any sound you want. You can connect them to Spotify and things, I think. And yeah, they just help me sleep. I actually wear them every night. I love them. AirPods, 8 out of 10. Sleep buds, 10 out of 10. Headphones, 9 out of 10. One other audio thing that I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to take yet. My mum's iPod Nano 6th generation. This has all of my mum's music on. I'm tempted to take this as a potential cure of homesickness, because I'm definitely going to get homesick. And you know, a lot of my mum's music taste is the same as mine. So I think I might appreciate having this. She's given me permission to take it as well. I haven't just stolen it from her. And obviously it will be useful when I'm trying to save phone battery, but I still want to listen to music. It's in perfect condition, so I don't want to risk damaging it or losing it. So that is a to be decided. Another 10 out of 10 necessity, my iPhone 13 mini. We all know what phones can do. We all know why this is a necessity. The only issue with this phone is that, I don't know if you can see, but my 0.5 lens has a crack in it. So it gets this nice little glare when you try and take photos and videos. So I won't be using this camera for vlogging and stuff. It will probably just be for Instagram stories or shorts, TikToks, I don't know. Cameras. For this trip, I sold a lot of my old camera equipment and treated myself to 3 new cameras so that I should hopefully have something capable of filming in every situation I might find myself in. The first camera I upgraded to, the DJI Pocket 3. I'm actually using it right now to film this video, so just pretend that it's in the case. I used to have the Pocket 2, so when the Pocket 3 came out, it was a no-brainer for me to upgrade. It is a little bit heavier and a bit bulkier than the Pocket 2, but you can still fit it in your pocket. And to be honest, other than that, I have no complaints. I've taken it on a few trips already and it's been great. So this is my main vlogging camera. The accessories I have for the Pocket 3 include this mic, this little thing for the mic, a set of ND filters, battery booster that you stick on the bottom, gives you more battery, this little mount which gives you the option to be putting it on tripods and things. For example, this little tripod that comes with the camera, and then you've got nice little way of putting it up. And also a magnetic mount, which again I'm using right now. I'll take a picture of it and put it here so you can see what it looks like. Basically just means you can stick it to metal and it will stay there. The next camera I'm taking is the one that's going to be used for scenarios where I will be too scared to use this one. For example, if there's water involved or if there's a chance that I might drop it or something. DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. For the whole 12 years I've been doing YouTube videos, I've made my way through a lot of GoPros to the point where I'm just tired of how temperamental the batteries can be, which is why I jumped ship to DJI. It's a bit heavier than a GoPro, but again, I don't mind it. And one thing I really do like about this is the mounting system. And look, that is not coming off. You just put it on. That is not coming off. How sick is that? Other accessories I have for this camera, spare batteries, always handy to have, and this case charges them while they're in the case, so that is always a plus. Various straps and mounts. For example, this wrist strap, which I'll be honest, I went with a cheap brand, and I don't know how much I trust this, but it's an option if I need it. Wrist strap, floaty for in the water. This is actually one I had for my GoPro, but a lot of the mounts and stuff that I already had for my GoPro work with the Osmo Action, so win-win. I also have this neck mount, useful for if I need my hands. What's also kind of cool about this is that you can easily shape it into just an extra sort of stand if you want. The third and final camera I will be taking with me is the Insta360 x4. This is a 360 camera, obviously it says it in the name. And in my head, this is a drone replacement camera because I love the idea of drone shots, but I'm terrified to fly drones in places I'm not familiar with. I know this obviously isn't going to get the same effect, but it does still achieve some kind of effect, and I think it looks cool. And obviously it's 360, so this will be useful if we're going sightseeing or whatever and I want to get the sight that we're seeing and also my reaction to it at the same time. I don't actually have any specific accessories for this camera other than the case, but what I do have is this tripod. It is a DJI Action extension rod, and as you can see, wow, does it extend? It's literally my entire arm length. This tripod actually works with all of my cameras because I bought adapters that makes it do so. What's also cool about this is thanks to the little tripod thing that came with the Pocket 3, I can screw these legs on the bottom, and then it's a tripod. So, you know, this will be really useful for if I'm doing sit-down videos like I am right now. All of the cameras, 10 out of 10, important. The accessories, not really sure until I'm there. Maybe in 6 months' time or something, I'll do another video where I'm like, the tech that I actually needed and the tech that I didn't need. Cables. If I've done the maths right, 3 of the things I'm taking require an iPhone cable. 11 things require a USB-C cable and 1 thing requires a micro USB charger. So with that in mind, these are the cables I'm taking. And I'm taking them in this little cable pouch that again, I've had for a very long time. We have 2 iPhone cables, 3 USB-C cables, 1 micro USB cable and 1 dual USB-C charger, which I think is kind of cool. We also have these little adapters because I just feel like I'm going to need one at some point. And then we also have 2 SD card readers, one of which has a spare SD card should I need it. In here I'm also keeping my SanDisk Extreme hard drive. This is 2 terabytes and it's the smallest and lightest hard drive I've ever seen. It's dust, water and drop proof, so you know, perfect for traveling. It even has a little hook for things. Obviously I'm going to be filming a lot and filming takes up space, so this is really just to dump footage and photos and stuff. This is a 10 out of 10 importance. So are all these cables. Where am I going to plug all these cables, I hear you ask? This is the only plug I'm taking. It's a multi-travel plug thing, so... And then, you know, I can plug my MacBook in here, and then there's 3 USB-A plugs and 1 USB-C plug. So in theory, that should charge everything I need. And if it doesn't, Em is taking an extension cable, so I can always use that. And when we get to Australia, as we're going to be living there for a year, I'm just going to buy an Australian cable then and just cut out the adapter. It also comes with this little case, which is kind of nice. I would say this is a 10 out of 10 because I'm going to need to charge stuff. That's all the main important stuff, but I thought there's a few things left that deserve a mention. One being these USB-C dust covers. Stick them in your little ports and then, you know, they're protected from dust and dirt and things, which I think is actually really smart. It was Em's idea, I can't take credit, but you know, we're going to be traveling, so the more protected our things are, the better. 7 out of 10 importance. AirTags. We all know what AirTags do. I bought a little set of these cards so that you can slip them in your wallet and it's less obvious and less bulky. RFID blackout card, which is essentially just a card to stop electronic pickpocketing. I have one of these in my wallet. I also have one in the case that's got my passport and everything in. Bit of a random one, but important. As I'll show you in a minute, this is what I've used to organise my camera case and make sure everything's protected. And it has these little pre-cut squares in so that you can just pull out where you want to make a hole. And I just think it's a much easier, quicker and probably neater way of organising a camera case. So in my mind, 10 out of 10 important. A dry bag and waterproof phone neck thing. Put stuff in here, they're not going to get wet. Again, they're not necessarily tech related, but I think they're a good thing to think about, especially if you're going to have electronics in a backpack that might have water or food in that you don't want to get all over your cameras, because no one wants a sticky camera. This thing that looks like a bear, what is it? Is it a torch? Yes. Can it charge things? Yeah, it's a portable charger. Oh my. It's a fan. And it's actually quite powerful. The reason I got this was because I wanted a fan. The fact that it's a portable charger was a plus. The fact that it's a torch was a plus. Reusable cable ties. I actually bought a set of these for organising all the cables. Obviously I've got a lot of XLRs and stuff in my studio. And then I thought, you know what, I'll take a couple with me. Cable ties are a useful thing to have. And a quick special mention to M, because look at this little case they made for my sleep buds. Annoyingly, when I bought these, they hadn't started sending them with cases yet, so I didn't have a case for them. So M made me this little pouch. How cute is that? Ta-da! Now, I know that seems like a lot, but when it's packed, it doesn't actually look like so much. This is all my camera stuff. Obviously, things like my laptop, my Kindle, my Switch, my headphones are all loose because I'll be using them on the plane and things. But this is like 90% of the tech I'm taking. This is actually my old toiletry bag that I've repurposed to be a camera accessory bag. We've got tripods, we've got my MacBook charger, straps, camera accessories, and then in the front we've got my cable pouch. When it's zipped up, it is quite heavy, it is quite bulky, but everything's together and I like that. And because it is an old toiletry bag, it's water resistant, so I know that everything in here is safe. Then this is what houses all my cameras. I've had this case for a very long time and I repurposed it to house my new cameras. As you can see, the phone that I mentioned earlier. Ta-da! I've cut little holes out for all the things. I am actually going to reshuffle the foam because, well, I originally put my hard drive in here and then decided I didn't want it in here. And again, that used to have an air tag. And then I bought this card so it doesn't fit. So I need to have a rejiggle, but you get the idea. And then I've got some stickers on it, because why not? And a nice little bit of glow-in-the-dark tape. Speaking of M, obviously, they're going with me. I've asked them for stuff they'd like me to talk about, and I've got it written down here. First thing, Kindle Fire. Not sure which generation, but they got it for Christmas, so I assume it's the latest one. M is a big reader, so a Kindle is a really obvious thing for them to have. And the perks of the Fire is that it also doubles up as a tablet. You can stream things on there, you can play games on there. Next, Kobo Libra Color. Again, M loves reading, but the main reason they got this was because it's a digital notebook, so they can write, they can journal, they can make lists. Tech organizer. They spent ages, and I mean ages, trying to decide which tech organizer to get. They went with this one because it was a lot more budget friendly than the one a lot of the tech channels suggest. And as you can see, it keeps things organized. Nice, nice, nice. They are taking a portable charger. They're not as brave as me, just relying on the portable charger that's built into a fan torch. So they are taking the Anker MagGo, which they like because it's MagSafe, so it can just, and there's no cables involved, and it's nice. M has an Apple Watch, so Apple Watch charging was something to consider. They've got a 3-in-1 wireless charger, and what they like is that it all folds in together, which makes it nice and portable, and obviously then can also charge their AirPods and their phone. Also, this is, I feel like I'm just vomiting information at you. I'm sorry, it's probably coming across that way as well. We just left this till last minute, so we don't actually have time for M to come in here and get everything out and talk through it all, which is why it's happening like this. Sorry. Emma's got a new toothbrush. They chose the Suri. It's kind of like mine, but bougier, because the case has a UV cleaning light, so it can clean your toothbrush while it's in the case or something. I don't know. And their prized possession, their Sony RX100 Mark I. It's actually M's dad's old camera, which he very kindly passed on to M. M loves photography and wanted something a bit more compact rather than taking, like, you know, a big ass camera. So this fit the bill, and it can actually film as well, and it looks super nostalgic, and I love it. I think we've done it. I think we've mentioned everything. I think we've made it to the end of the video. The crazy thing is, this is all just the tech. This isn't even touching on the stuff that I'm taking in terms of clothes and toiletries. That's in the other video that I posted last. Links in the description if you want to go and watch that, so you can see, you know, how many pairs of pants I'm taking and fun things like that. I know this all seems like a lot of stuff, but I've packed really consciously, and everything I'm taking has a purpose, has a use, is important enough to warrant a place in my backpack. As I said earlier, in like 6 months' time, I might do a video where I'm like, the tech that I'm really glad I brought, the tech that I wish I'd left at home. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I personally love watching people's videos where they talk about their essentials in their backpacks and what they take on holiday and things like this. So I was really excited to make this video. I just hope I did it well, because I've never done anything like this before. And I will just remind you that a lot of the stuff I've mentioned in this video, I've put the links in the description, so if you want to check anything out, feel free. And yeah, we're one step closer to the start of the adventure. Terrifying.